We're live. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Last week, or last session, we talked about something new, which is makhfud and majroor, which is the second term or word of the idafa construct. I keep saying idafa complex. Idafa construct. That is the apostrophe S of possession in English. It's also expressed in the English language as the of construction. So city of New York, city of Lahore, city of Cairo. It's also expressed as the compound word, which is like car door. Babu sayyarati. Alright? So this is the second thing, which is majroor. The first thing is majroor, we said, is the jar majroor, obviously. من إلى عن على في ورب والكاف والباء واللام. Alright? وحروف القسم وهي الواو والباء والتاء. So this harf, this second construction is also majroor. Okay? It's also majroor. Does anyone have any questions about that? Do you have any questions on that? Alright, so we identified that. And Wissam, your homework, where's Islam, by the way? Skipping out? Okay, give him a text. Because your homework was to find in the Quran, from what you have memorized, 5 examples of idafas, right? Because once you get the ring of the idafa, you'll know. All right. So what are your examples? Tabbat yada abi lahab. That's 3-part idafas. The 2 hands of Abu Lahab, right? So the second and third word have to be majroor, okay? And the first word can be anywhere. Could be a fa'il, could be maf'ul bihi, could be a mubtada, could be a khabar, right? It could be anything. So in this case, it's a maf'ul bihi. Yada, 2 hands. Yada abi. Now, didn't we say that the dual is yadan, right? But when it's in an idafa construction, the noon of the dual and plural has to drop. You can't say yadani abi lahab, right? You have to say yada abi lahab. So this is something to add to your understanding of the idafa, that when you add when the idafa is made to a dual or plural that ends with a noon, you actually have to drop the noon. So mu'minu, alright, al-qarn al-awwal, the believers of the first generation, right? So what is the definition of the salaf? This is a technical term, actually. The salaf is anyone who came before you. But when you're talking in Sharia sciences and transmission, when someone says the salaf, really the specific mention is the first 3 Muslims of the first 3 generations. So you say Muslimu al-Qurun al-Thalatha al-Ula, right? Right? The Muslims of the first 3 generations. So if you want to talk about the Muslims of a country, of a city like Cairo, Muslimu al-Qahira. You wouldn't say Muslimun al-Qahira. So whenever you are placing an idafa, which is an additional term, right, on a plural or dual, you are dropping the noon. That's why tabbat yada abi lahab, right? So tabbat, right, it's not yadan abi lahab, okay? Sorry, yada here is the fa'il, actually. It's the fa'il, it's not the maf'ul bihi. Tabbat is to be, it's a word of, you could say, displeasure, or a word of diminishment, right? So his 2 hands are diminished, okay, or smacked down, okay. Yada, and then abi is mudaf to that, and lahab is mudaf to abi, all right. So you have 3-part idafa construction right there. Okay, what's the other example? Okay, ورأيت فعل ماضي. الناس مفعول به منصوب بالفتحة. الناس يدخلون فعل مضارع. يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا. جار مجرور. دين الله is the mudaf and mudaf ilay right here. So deen is majroor by fi, and deen Allahi is the lafz al-jalala there is given a kasra as the idafa to deen. Okay, whose deen is it? Deen of Allah. Okay, then Huh?
Does the idafa take the same case as the mudaf ilayh?
Idafa?
What's the second word is the idafa or the mudaf ilayh?
The mudaf ilay is the second word.
So that takes the same case as the idafa?
No, it doesn't take the same case. The second term is always majroor.
Oh.
Yeah. The first term can be anything. It could be in any part of speech. It's roaming. But it cannot have an alif lam. Right? You wouldn't say ad-din illah. Al-qalamu zayd won't work. You have to remove the alif lam. Okay? So it becomes what if it's a specific item, right? It becomes specific by its attachment. Right? So you can say the pen, or you can say Zayd's pen. You don't say Zayd's the pen, right? So likewise, the first term can roam anywhere, but it can never have an alif lam in front of it. And then the second term must be majroor, okay? And it can have an alif lam, right? So then you have afwajan is one of the mafa'il. It answers how did they enter the deen of Allah, right? And you saw the people enter the deen of Allah in droves. So it's one of the mafa'il which we haven't gotten to yet. That is mansub. يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا. Alright? Which is that third example.
إذا جاء نصر الله.
Okay. إذا جاء. إذا does not affect the sentence at all. جاء مفعول فاعل فعل ماضي. Sorry, فعل ماضي. جاء نصر الله. That's the فاعل right there. And the nasr, victory. Whose victory? Victory of Allah. So again, the lafdul jalala there receiving the kasrah. And whenever the lafdul jalala is in the state, that state, it's never Allah. It's no, it could. Sorry, if the previous word is majroor, then you don't pronounce Allah, you pronounce illah. For like that's why there's nasrullahi and dinillahi. What's the difference? Why is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah's name pronounced Allah in one and illah in another? Because if the previous word is majroor and it's mudaf to it, then it's illah. So fi dinillahi afwaja versus nasrullahi. Alright? So for example, you would say billah. You wouldn't say bi Allah. Right? Billah. Okay? Fillah. Tallah. Wallahi. Right? Wallahi because it's a fatha. Wallahi. Alright? So that's what you're looking at. Whenever you know the difference between Allah and illah, you have to look at if there's a kasra on the word that it's mudaf to, okay, then it's going to be illah. Right? Tallahi, wallahi, because there's a fatha on there. Billahi, kasra. Fillahi, min Allah. Right? Even min Allahi, because min does not have a kasra underneath it, even though it's a jar, harf a jar. But we're talking about the first letter here. We're not talking about the last letter. I'rab is about the last letter. Okay, so when you have a sukoon, well, it's not a kasra, therefore you're going to pronounce it properly. Allah, min Allah. All right, fourth example. قل أعوذ فعل مضارع. قل فعل أمر. Remember, فعل أمر we haven't even gotten to yet. It's مجزوم. أعوذ, I seek refuge. فعل مضارع. برب الناس. All right, so you have a jar majroor and an idafa. B renders Rabb to be majroor. Alright, so that's jar majroor. And then an-nas is mudaf to Rabb. So whose Rabb is it? Alright, Rabb an-nas. Okay, the Lord of the people. Yep.
Is there a fa'al in that sentence?
A fa'il?
Yeah, in قل أعوذ برب الناس. Is there a fa'al or?
No, there's never a fa'il in a command tense statement, right? However, in this sentence, there are really two sentences here. Because أعوذ برب الناس is a sentence, and the fa'il is the speaker. I seek refuge. It's built in. Yeah. Okay. All right. So really, the mudaf is the first word, and the mudaf ilay is the second word. Opposite of English, I believe it will be the opposite. And anyway, let's forget the comparison. So, does everyone get the mudaf ilay? Any questions about the mudaf and mudaf ilay? All right. So we'll take a very quick lesson then on something that is what we call tawabi'. Okay, there are certain constructions that are very important, okay, that appear all the time and they don't have a specific i'rab to it. The word tabi' means follower. Okay? And the tabi' that we're going to look at today is called a nat, also known as al-wasf or a sifa. Okay? Sifa Mawsuf. Nat means description of, like not is description of the Prophet, peace be upon him. Okay, so it's really short for Natu Nabi or Natu Rasul. Okay, so Nat is simply that anything that describes a word follows it in every single way, namely in specific or general, which is nakira or ma'rifa. Okay. Number 2, gender, dhakara wa untha. Number 3, i'rab. Number 4, adad, plural. If it's dual, the nat must be dual. If it's feminine, the nat must be feminine. If it's majroor, the nat must be majroor. If it's nakira, the nat must be nakira. So it must follow in every way, shape, and form. Okay? And when you do i'rab of a sentence, even mentally, when you see a jar wa majroor, min Allah, fillah, ila al-bayt, like this, you put parentheses around it. Okay? Akala al-waladu fil bayt. The boy ate in the house. Put parentheses around it because jar wa majroor has no impact on the grammar. It's like it has impact on the meaning, but not the grammar. So it's like stuffing something in there. So you just put brackets around it. Well, for nat, all you do, you just double underline it, right? Because you know that you got the one word, and then the nat, you just you underline the mawsuf, the described, okay? And you double underline the description. So, dakhala al-waladu al-jamilu, right? Al-bayt al-kabira. So here you have 2 nats. The beautiful boy entered the big house. So you have dakhala fi'al madi, okay? Al-waladu fa'il. Now we want to call him al-waladu al-jamilu, the beautiful boy, okay? And jamil relates to beauty specifically. What's the difference between jamil and hasan? What's the difference between jamil and hasan? Right? They have the same meaning of beautiful, but they have a subtle difference. Jamil relates to beauty of the nose. In other words, his nose is perfect. Right? Hasan relates to beauty of the eyes. Right? That he's beautiful because of his eyes. So how you separate Jamil and Hasan, it's one of those words that if you use them independently, it's synonymous. Jamil, Hasan, doesn't matter what you say. But if you use them together, there has to be a different meaning, right? So Jamil relates to like the Jamal. What is unique about the camel? Is the nose of the camel, right? Hasan is beauty of the eye, so that the eyes are beautiful. So if you say someone Jamilun Hasanun, means their nose and their eye. But if you just say Jamil or Hasan, it's synonymous for general beauty. So you're saying Al-waladu al-jamilu. It has to be tabi' in every single way. And then you say Dakhala al-waladu al-bayta al-kabira. It has to be, so, or you would say Dakhala al-waladu al-jamilu baytan kabiran. Alright? Alright? Wa akala, and he ate fil ghurfati as-saghirati an-nadhifati, and he ate in the clean small room. Alright? So it has to have exact same following in all these 4 things. So now what we're learning here is this. So go from the top, the 7 types of words, which is masculine, feminine, times singular, dual, plural, that's 6, plus broken plural. Then you learn the sentence constructions. Jumla ismiyya, jumla fi'liyya. Then, and the parts of speech. Mubtada, khabar, fi'al, fa'il, maf'ul bihi. Then you learn that there are 4 cases. Raf', nasb, khafd, jazm. Al-raf' goes into the mubtada, the khabar, and the fa'il. Nasb only goes into the maf'ul bihi and all the mafa'il. The jazm, khafd or jazm, what is going on over there? Is there a riot or something? Who's on the job? Who's on the clock here is not doing their job? Okay? It's a riot over there. Khafd now goes into 2 cases. Alright? 2 scenarios. Al-jar wal-majroor and al-mudaf and the mudaf ilay construct, the second term. Okay? The mudaf is the word that's added. The mudaf ilayh is the original, is the possessor. So if I say qalamu Zayd, the mudaf ilayh is Zayd. The mudaf is qalam. Right? The first word there is the mudaf. Zayd is the mudaf ilayh. Is his pen. Okay? So that's the two situations in which the khafd will be. We're talking about the high percentage stuff. So now we've just added another situation, or construction, which is the sifa and the mawsuf, and now in an adjective. So let's, and in that case, there's no specific case that's going to receive. It's going to follow whatever the mawsuf, the described word, is receiving. And of course, we know that asma, or nouns, okay, best translation would be nouns, never receive jazm. Just as verbs never receive khafd, the noun will never receive sukoon. It will always have an i'rab on it, a haraka on it. Alright, so let's pause here. We'll cut the camera, and then we'll pause while I get a drink of water. You come up with 5 examples. Then we'll go over that, and then we'll pick up where we left off from the Risala of Ibn Abi Zayd. Sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sallam.